The world is full of women, but some seem like they were made from another blueprint entirely. They are not just rare, they are completely unmatched by a normal women. Their stories can't be explained in words, and their lives twist every expectation. From appearances that stop conversations to talents no one can explain. These aren't fake or dolls made for attention. They're real, raw, super women. And you are the one who is going to watch the top 15 of the most bizarre women you won't believe until you see. So, sit back and watch the video till the end. Number 15. Madeline Stuart. Runway crowds usually know what kind of face to expect, until a figure steps out whose entire presence resets the atmosphere. Madeline Stuart doesn't blend in. She redirects every eye instantly. Her movements reshape the room, her expressions rewrite the rhythm of cameras, and the moment she appears, people realize they're seeing a model who redefines the very idea of visual presentation. Her facial geometry, posture, stride length, and expression patterns behave differently under harsh runway lighting because Down syndrome shapes her proportions in ways rarely seen in high fashion. Photographers adjust angles to capture how her cheeks shift when she moves, stylists redesign outfits to match her torso-to-leg ratio, and even basic choreography changes because her pacing alters the show flow. Every element of her appearance forces the fashion world to rethink presentation standards from the ground up. Number 14. Lizzie Velasquez. A single glance at Lizzie Velasquez often sends people into stunned silence, not from fear, but from disbelief that a human body can follow rules so unlike everyone else's. Her frame challenges biology, her features defy prediction, and the moment she enters any space, the air shifts. Curiosity, shock, and fascination collide the second her presence becomes impossible to ignore. An ultra-rare syndrome prevents her body from storing fat, leaving her extremely thin regardless of diet, a condition shared by only a few people worldwide. Her facial structure remains sharp and delicate, her body weight stays unusually low, and her limbs maintain an appearance that confuses expectations. Lighting, clothing, and camera angles react unpredictably to her proportions, creating imagery that stands apart from typical human silhouettes. Everything about her physiology remains medically extraordinary. Number 13. Margaret Martin. Villagers in her era had no scientific terms for the sight they witnessed whenever Margaret Martin passed by. All they knew was that her towering presence altered the scale of everything around her. Doorways shrank, furniture looked miniature, and crowds reacted as if reality had stretched itself. Her height didn't merely stand out, it completely changed the scenery she walked through. Standing around 7 feet tall in the 1800s, her colossal proportions that confused doctors who lacked knowledge of gigantism. Surviving records describe elongated limbs, oversized hands, and a frame that dwarfed ordinary people of the era. Clothing required custom construction, even simple tasks demanded modified tools, and public reactions ranged from fascination to disbelief. Her unusual scale transformed ordinary spaces into scenes that seemed distorted beside her immense figure. Number 12. Jyoti Amge. People often expect the shortest woman alive to appear fragile or limited, yet the first moment Jyoti Amge enters a room, the effect is strangely powerful. An adult voice from a body the size of a toddler creates a moment the brain can't categorize. She doesn't just look small, she shifts perception itself, making ordinary surroundings appear impossibly oversized beside her. Official measurements confirm her height at just 24 inches due to achondroplasia, giving her a fully formed adult face atop child-sized proportions. Everyday objects, such as chairs, cups, and phones, appear massive in her hands, creating visuals that feel surreal. Doctors documented how her bones stopped growing early while her facial maturity continued normally, building a rare contrast. Public appearances highlight her ability to move, speak, and interact with confidence despite her scale. And this combination of miniature stature with adult articulation creates an effect few viewers forget. Number 11. Supatra Sasuphan. Crowds who think they've seen unusual conditions freeze instantly when Supatra appears. Dense hair frames her face, covers her arms, and transforms her silhouette into something that feels unreal at first glance. It isn't costume, makeup, or exaggeration. It's a genetic rarity almost no one encounters in person. One look in her direction creates a jolt that stops people mid-thought. Supatra's Ambras syndrome, historically known as werewolf syndrome, grows thick hair across nearly her entire face and body, a condition documented in fewer than 50 known cases worldwide. The density, length, and pattern of her hair growth create a visual effect that blurs typical human outlines, giving her a distinct, instantly recognizable appearance. Medical treatments such as shaving or laser removal offer only a temporary change, as the hair returns rapidly. Her presence often sparks shock because the condition has appeared throughout history in only a handful of documented individuals. Number 10. Bibi Aisha Parveen. Most people only hear about extreme hypertrichosis in legends, yet Bibi Aisha Parveen embodies the real, living version of a condition that blurs human features beneath layers of thick facial hair. When she looks up, only her eyes cut through the darkness. A first encounter hits with a kind of shock that feels almost unreal, an immediate confrontation with nature's most unpredictable design. Her hypertrichosis produces heavy hair growth across her cheeks, forehead, and jawline, forming a mask-like silhouette that hides nearly all recognizable facial features. Photographs show strands so dense that skin becomes almost invisible, creating an outline that looks closer to folklore depictions than modern medical cases. The condition grows continuously and resists treatment, reappearing quickly even after removal. Encounters with her often lead to strong public reactions because her appearance challenges the boundaries of typical human presentation and represents one of the rarest forms of documented facial hair growth. Number 9. Nataliya Kuznetsova. The first reaction to Nataliya Kuznetsova is pure disbelief because her physique shatters every expectation people hold about human muscle limits. She doesn't simply look strong, her entire frame appears engineered for power, with contours and density that rival heavyweight male lifters. Every step she takes shows muscles shifting under the skin like coiled machinery. Nataliya's record-breaking lifts in bench press and deadlift prove her build isn't visual exaggeration but functional strength shaped through years of extreme training. Her arms measure larger than many men's. Her legs pack enormous mass, and her chest development often leaves audiences speechless. Photographers struggle to find angles that fully capture her scale because her shoulders, traps, and quads stand far outside normal proportions. In strength exhibitions, she performs lifts that bend metal bars, demonstrating a level of physical capability rarely documented in female athletes anywhere in the world. Let's shift to someone who will leave you stunned. Number 8. Uljana Semjonova. Spectators rarely understand true scale until Uljana Semjonova steps beside an ordinary person, creating a height difference so dramatic it feels unreal even in photographs. Her towering frame stretches past 7 feet, but what shocks most people is the enormity of her hands, wingspan, and shoe size. Her footwear reached a staggering European 58, dwarfing those of professional male players. On the court, teammates appeared almost childlike beside her, and her movements covered distances other athletes needed multiple strides to match. Medical reports from her playing era highlighted her unusually long limbs and massive bone structure, features that contributed to her unmatched dominance in basketball. Passing through doorways required ducking, everyday objects looked miniature in her grasp, and uniforms had to be custom-built to accommodate her proportions. Every environment she entered shifted instantly because her size redefined the scale of everything around her. Number 7. Jill Mills. Strong woman events already push human limits, yet Jill Mills consistently performs feats that leave crowds stunned because her power output contradicts her compact appearance. She drags multi-ton vehicles, flips oversized tires weighing hundreds of pounds, and presses massive logs overhead with control that shocks even trained athletes. Judges often double-check equipment because her lifts look too smooth for the weight involved. Detailed strength records show her dominating multiple world's strongest woman competitions through pure physical force and explosive movement. Muscular density across her arms, back, and legs allows her to handle objects designed to stop most competitors instantly. Her grip strength has been tested against industrial-grade apparatuses, and she routinely outperforms expectations. Every event she enters becomes a demonstration of how far female strength can stretch when paired with elite conditioning and an unusually resilient physique. Number 6. Odisha Woman with 20 toes and 12 fingers. Many people think they've seen rare conditions before, but reactions shift instantly when someone encounters a woman whose hands and feet contain fully formed extra digits. Her fingers total 12, her toes reach 20, and the symmetry of each additional digit creates a sight that people struggle to interpret at first glance. In her village, superstition overshadowed biology, and she was labeled a witch because her limbs seemed impossible by normal anatomical standards. Medical examinations confirmed extreme polydactyly, with each finger and toe functional rather than small protrusions. Walking, gripping, and daily tasks all adapt around this unusual structure, and photographs show limbs that look almost sculpted by another set of genetic instructions. Encounters with her often leave observers speechless because such extensive digit duplication is rarely documented in a single individual. Time to meet someone who'll challenge your expectations again. Number 5. Wang Fang. First impressions of Wang Fang often begin with confusion as viewers try to understand how her feet, rotated completely backward, can support normal movement. The angle appears impossible for walking, yet she navigates streets without hesitation and even runs faster than many people with standard foot alignment. Doctors originally assumed she would struggle to stand, but her bones adapted into a configuration that supports balance from an unconventional orientation. Photographs highlight an uncanny visual, heels pointing forward while her stride remains stable and natural. Shoes require unique adjustments, and her gait defies typical biomechanical logic, yet she maintains full mobility. Crowds encountering her for the first time experience a jarring moment where visual expectation and reality collide because her condition looks more like a deliberate reversal than a congenital anomaly. Number 4. Sandy Allen. Standing beside Sandy Allen created an immediate shift in scale because her height reached an extraordinary 7 feet 7 inches, causing everyday surroundings to shrink dramatically in comparison. Chairs became undersized, cars required modifications, and hallways felt too tight to accommodate her frame. Medical evaluations linked her extreme height to a pituitary disorder that prolonged growth far beyond normal ranges, resulting in elongated limbs, massive hands, and a towering silhouette that surpassed almost every known height record in America. Clothing demanded custom tailoring, beds required extension panels, and mobility became a challenge simply because architecture isn't designed for someone of her magnitude. Public appearances always triggered disbelief as adults appeared childlike beside her, and her proportions created visuals that looked altered even without camera distortion. Number 3. Asha Rani. Audiences expecting routine strength acts freeze the moment Asha Rani steps forward, because nothing about her technique resembles ordinary physical performance. She lifts weights using her hair, her ears, and even her teeth, methods that look painful just to imagine, yet she executes them with a calmness that shocks everyone watching. Guinness World Record officials documented her pulling vehicles with braided strands, dragging weights that would injure most trained athletes, and anchoring enormous loads using only jaw pressure. Each feat demonstrates an unusual combination of nerve tolerance, tendon durability, and muscle conditioning that medical specialists often struggle to explain. Her ears withstand extreme traction without tearing, her hair roots remain strong enough to haul heavy metal, and her teeth grip objects that typically require industrial clamps. Crowds witnessing her demonstrations describe a strange mix of awe and disbelief because the mechanics of her strength contradict expected human limits. Every performance she delivers becomes a direct challenge to assumptions about pain thresholds, structural endurance, and what the human body can endure without permanent damage. Another unbelievable figure is waiting. Let's go. Number 2. Hatice Kocaman. People imagining the shortest mobile woman rarely picture the scale Hatice Kocaman presents when seen in person. Her height measures only 28 inches, placing her well below the size of most toddlers, yet her head and facial features retain adult proportions, creating a visual contrast that catches observers off guard immediately. Simple furniture becomes towering structures beside her. Door handles sit far above reachable height, and everyday objects like cups or remote controls appear oversized in her hands. Medical evaluations link her extreme size to primordial dwarfism, a condition where bone growth is dramatically restricted while cognitive development progresses normally. Photographs often highlight the stark difference between her delicate limb structure and the surrounding environment, creating scenes that appear almost edited despite being completely real. She performs daily tasks with adaptive techniques, demonstrating surprising mobility for someone with a frame so small. Crowds who meet her experience a sudden shift in perception, realizing how drastically her proportions differ from any typical human silhouette. And this contrast cements her as one of the most visually striking individuals ever documented. Number 1. Grace McDaniels. Historical accounts never fully capture the impact of standing before Grace McDaniels, whose facial structure transformed into a shape so unusual that it altered her entire profile beyond ordinary recognition. Sturge-Weber syndrome caused vascular malformations that grew across her face, forming a thickened mass on one side that pulled her features downward and outward, creating an asymmetry rarely documented with such severity. Photographs show skin textures that ripple under shifting light, deep folds forming along her jaw, and contours that distort the typical human outline. Public reactions in her era were intense because medical understanding was limited, leaving people startled by an appearance that defied the norms of facial proportion. The growth affected her speech, her expressions, and even the shadows cast on her face, making her silhouette instantly recognizable from a distance. Clothing, posture, and lighting all behaved differently around the enlarged area, creating visual impressions that viewers struggled to interpret. Anyone encountering her experienced a moment of disbelief because her condition displayed one of the most extreme forms of facial alteration ever recorded in medical history. The lineup you've just watched brings a kind of intensity that stays with you long after the screen dims. If this video gives you information, then go ahead and like it, drop a comment, and share it with friends, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button that keeps you connected to every new upload waiting ahead. Your time and attention genuinely matter here, and it's appreciated more than